Hey, everybody, I'm here with Travis from York Real Estate Partners. Travis is actually one of the youngest new partners in this space. He's crushing it. And so, Travis, can you give a little insight about what made you take that leap of faith to become more a partner role and any advice you have for people looking to make that switch as well?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for having me, James, as always. I've been in contact with you for years through Radius. I've been in the space now for about 5 years, and all aspects, acquisitions, asset management, transition to property management, etc. And I think I understood the business well enough to kind of take things by the ropes a little more and, take the ownership role. So I joined up with Alex about a year ago now and been very productive since. And we have a lot of things in the pipeline.
Yeah, we're looking to see all you guys accomplish in the coming years. Now, you have a heavy presence with your portfolio in the Southeast market. Now, this is an area that's faced a lot of challenges recently with things like insurance, forcing some population out of the Tampa and Orlando areas. How are you navigating this, and where do you see the future of the Florida kind of Southeast market going?
Definitely. So the Southeast had an amazing run through COVID. Net migration to most Southeast markets was at record highs, the highest in the country, and that was great for storage. People were moving there. The Southeast in general is great for storage because people, typically do not have basements. Newer homes are being built and typically have less garage space, less driveway space. People have to park their vehicles in their garage, meaning they don't have storage space there. So there's a lot of great tailwinds for storage in the Southeast from, say, 20 to 23. Interest rates ticked up. A lot of new supply came to the market. A lot of new developers came to the market and saw how great the Southeast was and started building there. And things got overbuilt a little bit in certain markets. And, demand went down because household migration is down with where interest rates are today. So it's tough overall today. But within that, I think you have to look at market specifically. There's certain markets that, off the top of my head, in Southwest Florida and Central Florida particularly, there's a couple markets that are very oversaturated and there's still new supply coming, which I'm scratching my head at sometimes. There's other markets that, did not see that same growth and there's still opportunities in. So I think it's really looking at specific markets, seeing what new supply was recently delivered and what new supply is in the pipeline. Because, in today's market where there's relatively slow demand and if you're competing against other new facilities coming to market, it's very tough. So limiting that is a very important factor.
Yeah, you touched on something really important, which takes into account adding new supply. Now, you recently did a conversion deal with taking some uncovered boat and RV spaces and converting it into new storage spaces. What kind of feasibility did you do before making that decision, and how can other developers or asset managers look at uncovered parking spaces and make heads or tails whether to turn it into traditional drive-up storage?
Definitely. I think that's one of the, most interesting parts of storage is expansions and conversions. And in the sense that if you own an existing facility, you own and operate and you understand what customers like. That particular one you're referencing to up in Michigan I did was, we've owned that for 4 years now. And we saw that, customers really like large spaces, 1020s and 1030s. We had a huge demand for that. And our occupancy in those particular units was 92% plus our entire ownership period. We've increased in-place rates year over year. We saw, that's what consumers really want in this market. And the delta between what we were getting for uncovered boat and RV parking versus that is, very significant. And also your cost to add on expansion space with, a limited increase in operating expenses because you're not really increasing payroll. Your property tax may just a little bit. Your insurance is going to just only a little bit. You already have the infrastructure there to add. So, adding and converting additional space in your property is a, big arbitrage in the storage space for that reason a lot of the time.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Travis. And I think that your disciplined growth strategy really shines through by everything you talked about, and your understanding of your submarkets and areas that you guys have a presence in. Really looking forward to seeing you accomplish way more and keep crushing it for the rest of 2025, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me, James. Thank you for all the support of Radius.